Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and it's Monday, June 8th, and out of absolutely nowhere, although I think we all know the state of most formats right now, so not really nowhere, Wizards decided to ban an additional card, but as the title says, you probably aren't gonna like it. I'm not gonna leave you in suspense, let's just say it. Problem number one, it only affects the historic format, and problem number two, really 1B, it's not Treasure Hunt. The good news is it's Winota, joiner of forces. She is now suspended. She's in the naughty box. She's in the hockey penalty box until they decide to grow a spine and actually ban her. Once again, I ask you, Wizards, when would it ever benefit humanity to let her out of the suspended box? When would it be like, you know what the game is missing? Free casting bullshit on turn 4. So she's banned forever, I don't care what they say. So, this came out of absolutely nowhere, except that Historic is kind of a joke right now, but it's kind of a joke because of the 5 Shrine deck and because of the Treasure Hunt deck. Oh, and Maze's End. Don't forget that gem. See, I think we've all at this point played against a Winota deck that doesn't run Agent of Treachery, and it doesn't matter. That 6/1 indestructible that you can't ever destroy. I mean, she can drop in all kinds of toxic stuff, and it's just too damn many creatures and too much attack power on turn 4. We all know this. It's an inherently broken card. They pulled an Aetherworks Marvel and blamed Emrakul again and got rid of Agent of Treachery. Not that there was nothing wrong with that card, but they clearly should have banned Winota too, and they obviously should have banned her from Standard, so I kind of don't give a shit about this. I never play Historic. Them trying to push it as an even more degenerate, even more broken turn 4 format, even worse than Standard? Like, who wants that? Who is playing this? They just made it a permanent play queue in MTG Arena, and I can't possibly imagine why. Artisan, yes, shake up, go for it, but who the hell is playing Historic? I guess net deckers who just want easy turn 4 wins without using their brain while they watch Netflix and slow play everybody? I guess it would appeal to them. There's plenty of decks like that. So yeah, Historic is a joke. It's even more unplayable than Standard, and this didn't do shit to fix it. So they say since Ranked Historic returned in late May, we have been closely watching decks using Winota, Joiner of Forces. Well, not closely enough. The early data for this deck showed it be both popular and strong. I think they meant to put become. Anyway, but since the deck was so new in the format, yeah, we haven't had enough weeks to say that that's broken. We wanted to allow some time to see how the rest of the field adapted. I mean, in a format that powerful, it kind of makes sense, but they're the ones who put gasoline on the fire by adding 3 anthologies. And honestly, the 5 Shrine deck is going to ruin the format forever. They're going to have to ban all 5. That deck is impossible to play against. But you can run Heliod's Punishment. Shut up. I don't care. I shouldn't have to. I don't need to. And that's not part of my deck. So they say, though the field has recently shifted due to last week's announcement, they mean ban announcement, the data shows, they put the data show, but I'll correct this in real time for them because they can't be bothered to edit it themselves. The data shows that this is not significantly reducing the performance of the deck. That's right, losing Agent of Treachery, which steals your lands on turn 4, possibly your opponent's turn 3, didn't reduce the performance of the deck. Just remember that sentence. Hey, I got news for you, Wizards. It didn't do that in Standard either. They even say, in fact, with the data now available, we see the popularity roughly doubling since its emergence and the win rate remaining problematically high. Yeah, those are 2 things you don't want. Low deck diversity and a high win rate above 55%. We all know this. This is their benchmark. I forgot what their percentage of the share is. I think it's different per format. Like Modern, they wouldn't want to be above like 15%. I don't know what it is for Historic and Standard, but based on how things were after Hour of Devastation, I'm going to say it's 50% would be their cutoff. Anyway, decks using Winota, Joiner of Forces currently represent too large a portion of the Historic metagame. No, actually Treasure Hunt does. Shut up. I played the event. It's Treasure Hunt. And the quality of enablers and payoffs in the format means that this is unlikely to change without further action. Because of this, Winota, Joiner of Forces is suspended in Historic. A note on timing for Historic. We are making the suspension effective immediately, which is a change from our previously announced practice of providing 1 week notice. Yeah, it's Historic. Who gives a shit? As we have worked and learned more about how to manage Historic as a digital-focused format, we feel that the notice period is, on balance, more problematic than beneficial here. Yeah, it just gives people warning to, like, play it a whole bunch. It's like, hey, you're about to lose this deck. Go get a bunch of wins with it, you dicks. The digital nature of Historic play allows us to observe the full format more closely. Yeah, and the cards didn't cost you any more than any other card. Do you get a refund on the wild card? So it's like, actually, if they ban this in Historic but not Standard, would you get a wild card refund? That's actually interesting. I hope they mention it. I know they didn't do it for brawl bans. You're just out of luck. So they say, for historic only, there will be times that we feel the case is compelling enough that we should act immediately. Wow, so this was like enough of an emergency. They made such a royal screw up that they had to implement this without waiting one single more day. That's how big of a mistake it was to not ban Winota. Unreal, but this is Wizards we're talking about. I'm used to it at this point. Like, you would think, oh, a company can't be that stupid. Wrong. Then the last paragraph is like, this doesn't affect any major tournaments because nobody plays this god-awful format. Oh, there you go. Since Winota is still legal in other formats, we will not be issuing wildcard grants or making changes to pack collation. Not only do you not get a refund, but you might still pull her. That's what you get for playing Historic. Now here's the interesting thing. They're saying that it's because she's suspended. So they wouldn't want to give it a wild card and then not permanently ban her. They wouldn't want to bring her back, I guess. I think it's because it's not standard. But they say if we ultimately decide to ban Winota, we will include any information on changes to player collections at that time. To me, that says that they're thinking about banning her from Historic permanently, and in the same announcement, maybe a couple weeks, month later, they're going to ban her from Standard. I don't know what the numbers look like, but I played against her a couple times in Standard Constructed, and she is toxic and unbeatable as hell. So she whiffs a little more often. Who cares? She summons slightly less board devastating things, but still indestructible for a turn that do 15 damage. Like, it's just, are you kidding me? You either board wipe in response or you die. Like, it's the same fucking deck. Or you counterspell a bitch, but blue is basically unplayable right now. There's like 2 decks that can run it out of like 12 that I've seen, so forget that. Well, like Simic Ramp doesn't run counterspells, so even if like blue is playable, counterspells aren't. So that's about it. I mean, they could ban her from anything and I'll be kind of happy about it, but it doesn't affect anything I play, so I kind of don't give a crap. So congratulations, Historic players. You still have very problematic decks to worry about. So they didn't really fully fix Historic, and they didn't do anything to fix Standard. They kind of just pissed off Standard people because everybody's like, oh, look, Winota's banned. Oh, wait. In other news, Mark made a statement that's blowing up online that something like card draw is so fundamental to the game he didn't want to exclude a color from it, so White's now going to have card draw, and that's totally not going to blow up in his face. White's already the best color to play right now. So that explains that card that everybody saw leaked and was like, well, that's not a real card, and then they looked at it and they're like, that's a real card. Okay, Mark has lost his damn mind. He personally, it would appear, designed that card. So Core 2021 is going to burn Standard Constructed to the ground. They are not going to have one single player left. Also, in more news that doesn't deserve its own video, they just revealed that Basri, the guy, the White Planeswalker from 2021 here, he's from Amonkhet. So that's interesting. I mean, you know, core sets could happen 1,000 years in the past or present, or it doesn't really matter. So is this before or after the disaster? That's the question. It's a question that they probably answered in one of these giant articles that I'm not going to read, so feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, Mythic Markets, the wonderful scam website that sells scammy scams, did a Reddit AMA and Ask Me Anything interview, and oh my gosh, it was pretty much just a roast, but like a mean-spirited roast from the users who are pissed off at this blatant scam. People were just posting truth bombs everywhere. It was unreal. It was like they were all me or something all of a sudden. Like, just cutting through the bullshit and just, here's truth in your face, address it. And they only answered the questions they wanted to answer. All the real problematic stuff, they just shied away from it, and they ended up with around -100 karma. So you could go take a look at the wreckage from that one if you're interested. Instead of, oh wow, this is a malicious scam, this seems to be, oh wow, this guy had kind of a cool idea, but it's a terrible idea, he never should have done it, and he's not very, like, business-wise, so the whole thing was, like, accidentally terrible, and then he had other people do the legalese and third-party, you know, securities crap for him. That's the impression I got. Never attribute malice to something that could be, what is the saying, something about stupidity or something. You guys know I am the best in the world at misquoting idioms in the language that I natively speak. Anyway, gracias for watching y adios a todos. Oh yeah, and I found out that YouTube was totally bullshitting me on the way that they were automatically putting ads on the videos, and they were stuffing like 10 times more than I'd ever allow, so I turned that bullshit off real quick. You're gonna see a much more normal amount of ads now, FYI. I just simply try not to put one more than every 10 minutes, which already beats television. Also, the page on AdSense where I can block all ads on my account based on content type and category, it's not loading and it's not working. So I'm trying to turn off all political ads, but they aren't letting me. And I hit up support like 2 weeks ago and they aren't doing shit to help me. Gee, that smells like a greedy conspiracy to me. So anyway, I guess you're going to keep seeing Joe Biden and Trump in your face every time you watch one of my videos. Sorry about that. I'll keep working on it, I guess, even though there's nothing I can do about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Definitely watch the video that I just posted earlier today. It is funny as hell. And I will see you guys next video.